Hello, ladies and gentlemen. As always, I am your host, AirsoftAL, the common man's airsoft who reviews bipods to tell you if they're worth 30 bucks. And today, ladies and gentlemen, this bipod was provided by the company who wants us to review it, these guys. I can't pronounce their name for shit, so we're just going to get right into it. This bipod is a carbon fiber bipod with, of course, a huge... Yeah. And... let's face it, it's definitely one of those, yeah. And it's key mod, which thankfully enough to make m-lok, and you can bet that I might get an m-lok bipod. But for either airsoft or real steel, bipods are kind of that thing you want to get for better stabilization, better shooting, what have you, blah, 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 blah. And I'll tell you now, I actually did use this bipod on this AR-15 right here because, well, we wanted to test it on AR-15 airsoft, yeah, whatever. But I think for a vast majority of you, my audience, who actually not only play airsoft, but you also take some of the attachment reviews I actually do and basically put real steel also. So the question is this $30 bipod worth it at all for your AR-15? For airsoft, no brainer, yes. But for real steel, I think we can definitely answer that question. And here's the thing. When actually shooting this particular AR-15, which is an American Tactical Multi-Sport, Mil-Sport AR-15, which is my buddy's, it definitely did stabilize the weapon. However, it definitely doesn't keep it from moving, which is what the rubber padding, if I can actually show you here, the rubber padding on this is for. It definitely didn't do dick, which is what other bipods should be able to do. And I mean that as in, it's moving pretty easy. That's not gripping anything. That's just sliding as a whole. Now, if you were to do something like that, yeah, no, even then, that's still sliding as all hell, essentially. And the bipod itself is made of carbon fiber, which is okay on weight, but when I actually do pick it up, yeah, it's still somewhat front heavy. But I will admit that when actually shouldering it and actually setting it up like this, it definitely, well, it does stabilize the gun. And again, if you're seeing the shooting footage, I was actually able to get some stable shots, even though I couldn't hit dick. Which we'll get to that shooting footage right now. Range is hot.
To the left.
All right.
Low. Still running low. Still a couple feet short. Still too low.
Closer?
Nope.
That hit right in front of it. Switching it to 5 times optic now, or 5 times magnification. There we go. I think I got her sighted in.
Nope, you're still shooting low.
Shit. Oh. Okay. Well, my optic's starting to get cattywampus.
Says the guy who was talking shit when he ignited the iron sights.
Oh, that's why it's getting cattywampus. The bipod was getting cattywampus, not the optic. Okay. So as a whole, for $30, I think it's actually okay, but there are other bipods on the market that are actually somewhat cheaper. If you go on Amazon or eBay, you'll find them for sub $20, even more, with a lot of 5-star reviews and a lot of other things. Even an Airsoft will just go for a cheap bipod or just something, not even a bipod at all. But I think the big question is, why would you need a bipod? The big reason why you would need a bipod is more or less for stable shooting or essentially just hunting, I think is a good example. Unless there is a competition stage which needs you to have extreme marksmanship, then a bipod would definitely be good for you to be able to have a stable platform for you to make those long shots. As for other things, I honestly can't think of it. For Airsoft, obviously, if you have like a LMG or something like that that actually does have key mod or is m-locked, understandable fully. But as a whole, I don't know, I'm kind of indifferent on the whole bipod thing, but that's just, again, a personal opinion type deal. It's just one of those things. But, not gonna lie, it still did pretty good, and it still did its job, even though we were shooting off of the hood of my friend's car. So, is the bipod worth it? Yes and no. Yes, it's worth it if you want a stable platform, but if you want something a little better, then I say no. Or if you're not into bipods as a whole, then no. Outside of that, though, I mean, it did its job. I'm not asking for it to be miraculous. I'm not asking for it to be like that life-saving invention that's going to beat sliced bread, but it's one of those things. And for $30, it's definitely well within the common man's budget. But anything else? No, I can't really think of it. So, yeah, that's how I feel about this bipod. And that's my piece on it. Anyhow, thank you all for watching. As always, I've been AirsoftAL, the common man's Airsofter, who reviews, well, things for the common man, so you know whether or not it's worth it for you. And just to remind you folks, we are fully sponsored, or at least not sponsored, but held on the air by you, the folks out there, who donate to the PayPal down below. It's you lovely viewers who donate to the PayPal that keep us going and allow us to be able to do things like this. And would you kindly consider donating to the PayPal because, well, YouTube's kind of a dick and doesn't allow us to make money on gun content at all. So yeah. Thank you all for watching. As always, I've been AirsoftAL, the common man's Airsofter, who, well, does this because not a lot of people speak honestly anymore. And I will see you lovely people in the next video. Till next time.